Hey guys, I'm WB Bricks here, and today I'm coming at you with another episode of Minifig Monday. And what we're going to be looking at today is, as you can see, the Minifig Co., their US Army Ranger. It's based loosely, or not loosely, it is based on the US Army Rangers that fought in the Battle of Mogadishu. Now, as we can see, let me grab a Minifig stand actually before I go any further so that you guys can get a better look. Let's see if it'll focus. There we are. I need to make the stand a little shorter. There we go. So here we have the minifig. So on it, I have the face, the face. So this is one of Minifig Co.'s heads. As I've said in the past in many of my videos, I think one of the biggest advantages of TMC is that they have a wide selection of heads you can choose from. So I believe this is called the 70s head. And he has, those nice aviators on. I thought it was just overall just a nice look with that hair. But so moving forwards, sorry for my constant adjustment of this Minifig stand. I just have to try to get it right. There we go, much better. So as you can see, one of the first things that you notice is the front. So of course, the front has this nice Vietnam era kind of woodland camo. And it's this vest is placed over a desert camo. So this was, in this time period that the Battle of Mogadishu happened, the US Army, the US military in general was kind of shifting from their more darker woodland colors, green colors, olives, browns, and they're shifting to a more desert-based format just because, conflicts were starting to shift from places like Europe into places like the Middle East. So, of course, that's what you have here. Along with that, you also get a tan and a kind of olive green pouch. I like that there's some color differentiation on the pouches because I think that what it shows kind of how the uniforms are very much in flux in this area. They're very dynamic and changing a lot of the time. So as you move around the minifig, of course, you get the charging American flag. And as we continue around, we are now to the back of the minifig. And so what you see here, I think one of the greatest advantages of TMC's or the Minifig Co.'s printing is that you're able to get very thin and fine lines. So as you can see, you're able to get a lot of detail in this figure. You can clearly see this knapsack, his canteen, the straps. The level of detail is really quite astonishing. And I think that it really makes TMC, one of the best companies on the market. Now, of course, coming around again, we have that same arm pattern, of course, no flag on this side. And then we get back to the front. So now let's look at the sides with his arms raised. Of course, he's not surrendering. He's just in a yelling formation, or a yelling stance, should I say. And as you can see on the side here, we have a pouch. And if we spin it to the other side, we have another pouch. So now if you look at the legs, there are these knee pads that were let's see if I'll get it to focus. There we go. These knee pads that were very common during this era, and then kind of these desert combat boots. Of course, there's a pouch on the side. TMC's logo is inside, of course, and then the same pouch and boots on the other side. So, you might be asking, why would you get a minifigure like this? It doesn't seem like it's very versatile or you can use it in a lot. Well, actually, this kind of combination of materials was very common in the turn of the century. So think in the 90s and the early 2000s. Even if you look at the early pictures from the invasion of Iraq, you can see them using similar camos to this. Even in things like the Battle of Fallujah, you'll see US soldiers still using this, base of a desert camo, but still using a woodland or Vietnam era vest over it. And it just kind of shows you that it was, generally a transitional period for the military in that time period. I've gone basically over everything in terms of the physical look of the figure. Now, I guess I'll get into the pros and the cons. I guess my only con with this figure is that this flag does not have an outline, so it blends in a little bit to the arm. I think that would have been great if there was just some faint outline so that it felt a little bit more like a patch almost, so it felt like it was separated or velcroed onto the uniform. I think that would have been great. But that's really my only qualm with the figure. I mean, I think that the printing is always top-notch on TMC. Let me get him off of this so you can see the full figure. And then it'll focus again. I mean, the printing is always top-notch with TMC, so you can never really go wrong with their figures. I don't think that I've ever had something that I thought didn't look good when I received it. So, of course, I can highly recommend them. I mean, they're up there in terms of the quality and just the way that they look. I mean, you can see this is just, it's truly a figure that if you're interested in this era, you should have in your collection. Now, with that in mind, unfortunately, right now, it's out of stock. Partially maybe due to me. I mean, I think I bought like, I don't know, over 20 of these when they were on low stock. So I apologize if anybody was trying to get it and they weren't. But I now have a full platoon of these soldiers, and that's great. I mean, they're great for dioramas, and I've used them in stop motions, as you've seen in previous videos. So I mean, it's just a great figure to have in your collection. So yeah, I mean, that kind of wraps up the general content for this video. Going forward, I guess some updates on the channel. I'm getting a little bit more interested in the American Revolutionary War period and kind of like the Western Civil War period for dioramas. As you saw in my previous mini mock Sunday, I'm working on an American Revolution diorama, or mock, should I say. So look forward to more stuff from those eras. I've also started to collect some World War II stuff. I don't know whether I'm prepared to go, all out on World War II like I do on some other eras, but we'll see. I think it entirely depends on the kind of stuff that gets released from Minifig Co. and Brickmania this holiday season, specifically Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then of course the Christmas season as well. But anyways, enough of my rambling. I appreciate you guys coming out today. Of course, this was an MW Bricks video. This was an episode of Minifig Monday. I appreciate you guys coming out and supporting. As always, like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal stuff, and I'll catch you next time.